Look at that. Look at that. I checked this time. I checked this time that my mic is not muted. I've been sitting here making stupid noises with my mouth. Just going do 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 do. And then I thought to myself, Dan, you should look over to your left, just a few inches to your left, and check that Mike Ox is in fact showing signal, and it wasn't. And so this time I didn't just sit here and do a whole preamble while muted. So that's an improvement. We're improving. I am gonna crack a drink though. So how's everybody doing? So if you haven't seen it yet, new video came out today on all of those weird ass kids videos. Don't worry though, I still have plenty of content from those kids videos for my pre-shows. Though my pre-shows, I am diversifying them a little bit. I'm bringing in a bunch more stuff. I've been collecting more material for them. So yeah. Gotta give a shout out to everybody who's been helping me with this. Vexel, Ship Toast, and Capellan Citizen. A lot of really good stuff. We got some hot new tech. We got some hot new tech to show off this week. Now I'm actually gonna just start. I'm gonna test something quick real first before we actually test slash what's the word I'm looking for? Practice. Test/practice something before we actually begin proper. So it's with the mastermind puzzle. We're going to practice the mastermind puzzle. Oh, I will. I acknowledge that Vexel has the current record. However, for those of you who didn't see the tweet leading in here, speedrun.com finally approved. Took a couple weeks, but they told me to expect it to take a couple weeks. Yeah, so we finally have the leaderboard. Now there are no categories. I need to add some categories, but we've got a leaderboard now that is currently empty. And this will also actually be a good practice right now for these first couple of seconds that half the time that I start new runs, I screw it up and I go the wrong direction because for whatever reason this train just looks like you're supposed to go left first. So an any percent and an any percent new game plus is what Vexel is recommending. I guess the difference there would be based on whether or not you start from a save file or not, because I think there was a couple of the things that we were talking about that hinged on save file, like loading from or starting from a save file rather than from a new game, right? So live record was a 107.7 and the new record is a 102.46. All right, so my brain's a little bit scrambled today. This one might be a little bit chaotic, just because I'm really tired today. I've been I've been falling asleep. I'm just kind of out of it, but it's like still way too early to actually like go to bed. So I'm like, all right, just get through this. I'm slowly waking up, but I'm pretty I'm still pretty tired. So we'll work through this. So the thing that we're going to the thing that I want to check out is we want to see where the checkpoint is before the mastermind puzzle. So no, it didn't trigger. Come on, trigger it. There we go. Okay, so we've got a checkpoint there, obviously. And I can't see the save indicator. I've got junk covering it. But basically we want to figure out if we can, or basically with any of these mastermind puzzles in the game, we want to find the one that is like closest to a checkpoint so that it's actually convenient or plausible to practice junk with it. And the conductor didn't show up there. The conductor didn't spawn at all. So I don't think that didn't trigger a checkpoint. This probably won't trigger a checkpoint. So I think, you know what, from the scanner is probably not the worst. So, okay. Now that's interesting. Okay. Huh. All right. That's good to know. So it is, even before it's loaded, it is tracking your cursor position. And so you can, so this right here, I've entered the commands before it has actually loaded the symbols. So there we, so, and then if I, in theory, back to checkpoint before that actually finishes saving, it should drop me back to the door.
Fantastic. The juice is down. Now we'll be able to get to the grill.
No. Okay, so that's gonna be new game plus only, because it's not writing the save file, it's just updating. Yeah, checkpoint flag in new game plus is like 1 frame. So that actually that'd save you some time, but all right. Well, that was the main thing. That was the main 2 things that I wanted to check, and we learned something. So what else did I want to check in chapter 1 here? I don't think much of anything, actually. So let's exit. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of forgetting what else I had sort of planned there. Excuse me. So let's back out, and we're gonna do. No. So what I was trying there, Vexel, was figuring out if. So I bet if I do it on a new game, like that, you just kind of need to be on a new game. The point, like, that wouldn't be for actually saving time. That would be for practice, for practicing the code breaker, the blind inputs, so that you could, reliably just sit there and in at least a reasonable amount of time do it 5-6 times in a row just to build muscle memory. That's largely what I was checking there. That in addition to like, okay, can you enter inputs before the symbols have actually loaded? So I wasn't so the reload was not to save time. The reload was in theory to actually just be able to do it again, but because it was on a saved game or because it was on a loaded game, the checkpoint is, as you said, like 1 frame long. So the reload, rather than sending me back to the closed door, just left me exactly where I was. So that's what I was doing there. I'm sorry if that wasn't clear. I was maybe not thinking it all the way through. And I need to dint and we kind of auto lock off for our purposes here. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. All right. So there's oh, I got to get my other thing ready to go. I'm going to record this run on VHS because why not? Yeah. New game. Easy. All right. That is not actually the VHS remote. That is the remote trigger for my camera. maybe grab the correct remote. All right. Rolling on that. Keep it in SP for best quality. Yeah, recording this onto an actual physical tape. And go. So this is Amy, released in 2012, developed by Vector Cell. The first thing that we're going to do is skip past a cutscene where we would learn that Lana has kidnapped Amy from the Institute. Very mysterious, very, very shady. And then everything explodes. And we get dumped into a loading screen. The beginning here, the beginning of this run is rather dull because the loads are quite long. Normally, there would be more going on if you were playing this casually. There would be more happening. You would get to watch the cutscenes. They wouldn't make any sense, but they're a little bit more dynamic than the loading. So, yeah. And then we'll cut the next cutscene. We're going to run off to the left here. So in this game, we're going to try to run basically as much as possible in order to save time. There are a few places where we don't want to run because precision is going to be more important than speed, because imprecision will waste time. This guy, if we maximize... We want to maximize there. Only one swing. He only takes one swing to go down. If you tap the mouse, the game does have move queuing. So hammering the controls will lead to Lana swinging multiple times in a row. And now we just kind of book it across the train station. There's some things to explore, some things to look at. A couple things to note for this run is we have already gone through and changed the settings. We have turned the gamma and brightness settings up substantially, and we are playing on the patched version of the game, which has additionally improved the brightness relative to what it was when the game was first released. So keep that in mind for later, that this is, yes, the brighter version of the game. Now, we technically wasted a bit of time there over swinging on that guy, but it doesn't matter because we're going to get to this door and we need to wait. We need to wait for our pal here to catch up to us. He's a little slow, and I am suddenly afraid. Oh no, I was worried that maybe his AI got stuck. It can rarely happen. Most of the time, he's just really slow. So we're going to stand by this door and we're going to wait for him, and he's going to give us a thing, and we're going to take the thing, and then we're going to use the thing. It's a DNA cracker is what it is. So we want to get the DNA cracker and use it on the lock. All right, we've got the lock. So what that's done is that has imprinted a DNA code that is for the lock into our cracker, and there's a number of spots on the map that you're supposed to go investigate. They are fixed. They're always the same spot, and the correct spot is always in the same place. So there's a couple of these puzzles through the game, and it's always the same. So that's nice because it means we can just run straight where we need to go. And there's the train conductor. He's back. He's a zombie now. Fighting him, he's a little bit tougher than the others, so we're just going to go through him because he can't climb down off of the ledge. So that's good for us. Now, here we have a quick little mastermind puzzle. I'm actually trying to enter the commands before they even appear. And that time that was good. We got pretty lucky. The solution was simple, straightforward. There's me hitting the wrong button. This point, that is actually a waste because we don't need to wait for Marcello to catch up to us. So I lost like a second there. And now we run into the bathroom here and meet Amy. And now we're going to grab her hand, try not to lose her on the doorway, and once we're out of the doorway, we can just book it. Just running with her, and we're going to shove her ingloriously into the Amy hole.
You's a brave little girl. How'd you manage to hide from all these monsters? Huh?
She can't speak. She's not well. Push the button, Amy.
Hey, we all need to get to the hospital.
We tell Amy to open the door, and fortunately we're able to actually shortcut about half of Amy's reaction there. She responds to approval rather creepily, but it takes a bit of time, and if you can trigger another cutscene in the middle of her cutscene, or even like ideally you want to be getting into that room to trigger Lana putting on her harness thing. If you can trigger that before Amy responds, it bypasses Amy's cutscene entirely. But even if you can't, if anywhere in that cutscene, if Lana keeps drifting into her spot, it will cut time off of the Amy cutscene. So that's nice. Now, if you're interested in this game, if you're interested in maybe joining our little community of people speedrunning this awful, horrible game, it is still available for digital download for $3 on PlayStation Network. Unfortunately, PSN has a minimum wallet balance, so it will actually cost you $5. But you can take that extra $2 and just save them. Save them for something nice. Save them for something good.
Amy, you're such a brave girl. We're getting out of
Now we're getting actually kind of lucky on this one. There's a bunch of stuff that that hasn't spawned. So there's a zombie back there at an intersection that will be there about 50% of the time. In this case, they weren't there at all, so we just didn't even need to deal with them one way or another. That's good. We just want to duck our head around the corner and tell Amy to push this switch, and it'll show us the door opening. And a lot of cutscenes there. Get Amy back out of her hole. Those cutscenes are all unfortunately unskippable once again. Now,
Dear God. What's
that
happened
one
to you?
is skippable.
Amy, stick close to me.
So this segment here is a little bit, you got to be a little bit careful with it. Marcello here is going to run ahead, and you can't, you can just leave him in the dust, but you don't want to. Unfortunately, if you get too far ahead of Marcello, his AI bugs out right around this corner here, and he just runs in circles, and it soft locks your game. You can't go on without him. So once he's around the corner, once he's worked his way out of there, you can book it to the end of the hallway, and then you've just got to wait for him for a bit. And there we go. Once he's through, we're good. And come to here, and now we learn how to leave Amy behind. How to abandon her. Now, one of the best techs in the game is the ladder skip, where you walk up to a ladder, use it, and then skip it. So we're sending Amy up her elevator, and we just want to spam triangle to tell her to go hit her switch as soon as we can, and then tell her to get back on her elevator. Send her back down, and here we are again with that hot ladder skip tech. Right, now once we've got Amy, we just zip, and we want to cut this corner as close as we can so that we are as close to this desk as we can be. Unfortunately, I cut it a little bit too tight, and now I'm having trouble. Okay, there we go. I managed to get it. So we have to sit here and wait for Marcello. I think I might still need to maneuver around a little bit. If you can really nail it, then you're in the perfect spot to... Come on, Amy, grab my hand. There we go. You need to be holding Amy's hand in order to get Amy to hide. Otherwise, you hide alone. And now... we sit here and wait. Listen to things happen just off screen, and yeah. And there we go. So, skipping the cutscene, Marcello unfortunately does not survive his encounter with the police. R.I.P. Marcello, you will be missed. So that's the end of Chapter 1, and now we're beginning Chapter 2. Unfortunately, in air quotes, yes. So most of these end of chapters are going to be cutscene, loading zone cutscene. There's I believe 2 exceptions to that. And we'll skip that one as well. Forced scare at the door. Now, key cards are the one thing in the game that have a pickup animation. Everything else, so weapons, healing items, don't actually have a pickup animation at all. So it's good. You can just grab them as you run over them, no matter how fast you're going. So that's handy. It actually makes a bunch of things in the game actually tolerable. So we'll just jog this way a little bit, triggering the next cutscene where this dismembered soldier will get thrown out. This big ugly guy will come out, scream at us, and right away we're gonna just casually get right back into the locker that we just got Amy out of, and now we get to wait a moment. So now's a good time to read donations. Oh, there's our cutscene. There's our exclamation mark is gone, so we're good. We're safe. We'll pop out. We'll get Amy to grab our hand. She doesn't want to at the moment. Okay. We actually don't even actually need her for this. We can do this alone. It's just a little annoying in the dark. You're supposed to turn Amy's lamp on and off. And my own hubris has got me turned around right there. It's easy enough to get to the stick. It's just a little troublesome getting back because the turning controls are bad. So we're going to smash that window. We've got a mandatory fight with this zombie. Now, there's a little bit of RNG here that basically comes down to how many times this guy decides to dodge. That was unfortunately a few more than you would like. As in, you don't want him to dodge at all, ever. So you can just take him out in 2 hits. But he got really dodgy there. And then we'll just nip around the corner and get Amy to grab that blue key card off the desk. And then we will pull her back out of the Amy hole. All right, grabbing her by the hand. I'm gonna come open the door. This is the blue key card door, and then if we can get through the door without losing Amy on the door frame, there we go. I think we're good there. Oh, we can skip that one. I forgot. No, Amy dropped hand again. And now we're supposed to sneak past this guy, but nobody's got time for that. So we'll just come in here and instead get Amy hacking. And while she's hacking, we'll deal with this guy. Take a drink. We do need to. I agree, Vexel. We need to name all of the zombies. So, because there are a handful that you will end up fighting every time, or you will end up dealing with every time. All right. We're gonna run most of the way down this hallway, but then we need to duck.
Look, security room is written here.
We got to be in sneak mode, so the soldier doesn't just come out and shoot us. But once we're past there, we start running again. We're gonna hit the... Oh, we lost Amy on the door frame again. That's okay. That actually doesn't eat up any time because this is another locker that we just sit in and wait. First one has to be Jared Leto for comedic value. I agree. Gonna hit all of the walls. Just slamming that 7-year-old into walls, you know, as you do. Because we're a good kidnapper. We are a conscientious kidnapper. So, leaving this room, we do want to be a little bit cautious with slipping out, just to make sure that the soldier is around the corner, and then we're good, and we don't actually even need to bring Amy with us into this next bit. We just need to grab the DNA imprint. So huge thanks to Vexel for finding this next bit. So we're just gonna wait for this soldier, and once they have crossed that line, we're good to just book it. Through the mines. So those mines there, you're actually supposed to walk through them very slowly. But those mines, just those ones, on this level, you can... They behave inconsistently relative to all of the other ones in the game. And you can see we still got zapped, we still took damage, but it's on such a delay that you can clear through the field before it actually triggers. And I'm glad that this guy is here this time so that we don't need to deal with them in the minefield that you can see just over there. And then same thing here, we can run through that one and it doesn't trigger the zap until you are far enough through that you can then just walk out the other side. And now we'll get our DNA imprint and do the same in the other direction. And now Amy should be back where... Wait, where did Amy go? Ah, crap. Where did Amy go? I need to try to actually intentionally leave her in this room so that she's here when we get back.
Connect yourself to the terminal. You need to find a way to open it up.
Waiting on that doorway. There we go. Now, same thing as last time. And we're going to get here, triggering this guy. We got to wait for this zombie to charge us. And thank you for not really paying attention, Mr. Soldier. And we got a good Amy launch there. It doesn't serve any purpose. There is no value to it, but it is entertaining. So we'll shove Amy in this into an Amy hole here. And then run on down into this door. We got a great ladder skip. Down the catwalk. We want to make sure Amy gets onto her elevator. nope. Now we tell Amy to go send us down the elevator. If you run against it, you can drop off before it actually reaches the top, and then by skipping basically everything, you can get the key card and get back to the elevator, essentially, like basically as the elevator finally reaches the bottom. Nope, nope, nope. Wrong. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. That was a mistake on my part. Now, unfortunately for this part, we need to actually tell Amy to stay put. We can't just remotely tell her where to go. But then we send her back down and run back down to meet her. Now, we could open the door to the room that she's in, but it's faster to pull her out through the Amy hole rather than going into the room and fetching her, because she teleports to, like, regardless of where she is in a room, she teleports to the Amy hole when you click it. The soldier is there, but he doesn't turn around for anything, so we can just go past him. Like, we can run around that corner. Now we gotta grab the key card over here once Lana finishes reading the stick-it note. There we go, we got the key card.
We're going to cut the scrambler, and then we can call Ellen.
Now we'll move
Scrambler is a machine that jams signals. Let's go.
this body, stick Amy into the Amy hole. And now, revolutionary technology here. This is a first for the world of Amy. Only one person has ever come up with this revolutionary technology of putting an elevator button on the elevator that it triggers. So, technically speaking, we're supposed to go fetch Amy right now. You're supposed to go back through the mines, get her, bring her back through. And that sounds like the responsible thing to do. And, you know, we're just not that responsible. So, rather than going and getting Amy, we will instead just leave her in the server room that she was in, dodge around all of this garbage. Oh no, oh no, oh no, I screwed it up. I screwed it up. And I point, no, damn it. Oh. Okay. That was my first time trying that.
John, the scrambler in the server room is starting to show signs of wear and tear. Go take a look at it, will you? Now we just need to find that server room, Amy. We're going to cut the scrambler, and then we can call Ellen. A scrambler is a machine that jams signals. Let's go. I'll show you.
So that was my first time trying that. The main problem was that as it's something that I haven't really done before, you got to weave between the pools on the ground kind of as best as you can. Also, you need to do it in the dark because you don't have Amy's flashlight. So Oh, Vexel brings up a good point. Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, that's... Okay. Yeah, we don't need to stick her in the Amy hole at all. We can just leave her in the server room. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna give it one more try. We'll at least dodge the worst of... Oh, man. No, I didn't dodge Jack. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying that, and I'm gonna do it just normally. I was making actually really good time. I did chapter 1 in like 12 minutes. But now we've okay. We'll do it the safer one just to kind of keep moving. That one's gonna take a good amount of practice to get. So there's all of that red crap on the ground, and walking in it builds Lana's infection rate very quickly, very, very quickly. And so if you don't dodge them right, you basically just die. So, and I think even with that, I still... Both times I got turned around at the end of the hallway, which is weird because it's just go to the end of the hallway and take a right. But you may have noticed that the camera is bad. So... Yeah, my chapter 2 is not going to be so good this week. Though I haven't been tracking my my individual splits so far. So we are going to go get Amy. We basically just need to make sure that she gets out of this room. And then we'll kind of jog while we wait for her to catch up. Oh, no, we'll go back and get her. Come on. There we go. Turn on her lamp so we can see what we're doing. Now, fortunately, with Amy in our possession, oh. There we go. And end of level. Good skip on that cutscene. I think we went through that cutscene in like one frame. All right, so this is our first forced exposure to Amy's magic powers. Her as yet unexplained and unexplainable psychic magic powers. We were actually supposed to use them in the last level, but we didn't, because supposed to and need to are two very different things.
You can do it.
While we wait for that. So that's her power that we have to use now. And I completely spaced out, actually, for just a second there. And it was like, what am I supposed to be doing next? And it's like, oh, right, you're supposed to be breaking that board. Now, from here, we're going to get Amy into a position that we'll need her to be in later, which is moving this elevator. So now that elevator is going to be waiting for us when we get to the other side. Doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo-doop-a-doo. Oh, got stuck on the snow. Oh, there we go again, just kind of running through the mines. They're supposed to be a big challenge, but we just don't need to deal with them at all. Ain't nobody got time for that. And now our elevator is waiting for us. Thank you, Amy. And we'll head back up. Back up. All right. Now, Lana's getting into kind of rough shape here, but it's all right because we're going to get this key card. We're going to grab one healing syringe. We're going to jump on the elevator, tell Amy to send us down, and then, while we're stuck on the elevator, since we can't get off it anyway, we'll stab ourselves in the neck.
They were waiting for me. Damn.
Oh. Oh. All right. So that was a little unfortunate. The guy at the end there. I'm going through this a little bit faster, a little bit riskier than I normally would. The guy at the end there was unfortunately in a bad place where I then got hit by him and then bounced back and forth between the two minefields,
Security system.
which
Ellen,
killed me.
it's me. I found these syringes full of. I think they're metastems. The Phoenix soldiers are equipped with them.
You've been shooting yourself up with those? How many did you take?
But we got off the elevator faster this time, so that's good.
Your sleep
They were
cycle
waiting for me.
seriously
Damn.
out of whack if you...
Sleep is the last thing on my mind right now, Ellen. Have you learned anything?
However, we also got through one of the mines without getting shocked at all, so that was also good. Yeah, cut through. I'm gonna just safety trigger there. Oh. Now, fortunately, they are very polite. I'm assuming that guy's going to turn around and come back. Yeah, we're just going to push past them. There's a syringe that we can grab on our way past. We got to tell Amy to get to her spot on the elevator, and then we can use that. And now anyone who's followed us, we can just take care of them while we wait for the elevator. Oh, he decided to go for Amy. That actually helps us just a little bit. Because when they rush Amy... Oh. Nope. Alright, now we need Amy to catch up. And it happened again, damn it. So that happens about half the time with this one specific ledge, is that you'll climb up and Amy rather will get up and then immediately jump back off it.
Lana, have you been developing any symptoms?
Amy's telekinetic powers are increasing, Ellen. They're more powerful than her best scores in the center, by at least a magnitude.
I'll need to run a battery of tests to understand what's been done to her.
Oh wait, no, I'm doing this in the wrong order. I need Amy to send me up.
No, it's the opposite. Well,
I've done this room a few too many times in a few too many different orders, and now I'm forgetting. All right, Amy, get the elevator back down. Come on, Amy. We need to be standing at... There we go. Oh. All right. Now we grab Amy. No, come on. Now we grab Amy.
let's put our brain caps.
Drop her here. Tell her to stay. She acknowledges. Then we're going to hit this switch. Run across the room. Hit this switch. Run across the room. Skip the ladder. Start telling Amy to come to us. All right, so this puzzle is a little bit obnoxious. We're going to need to refresh Amy's shockwave power here. Now, under normal circumstances, you're supposed to come up and down. Actually, I discovered, or I noticed, Vexel found that there is in fact another glyph you don't need to come back up. You're not supposed to come back up. But still, it's going to be just a lot better for everyone if we... if we just kind of solve the rest of the level from here. And I missed. Crap. Well, that was going to look really swag if I hadn't choked there. Alright, there we go. And
Amy, you did it.
yeah, we'll just leave Amy. Come on. No, no, come back here. Come back here, Amy. We need you to stay. No, come back here. Come back here. All right. Stay where you are. Don't follow me. I know that there's actually one left. I just didn't want to go. We'll use the other one. We'll use the other symbol. This will be an excuse to show everybody where the other symbol is. Oh, Amy's caught on a box. Very good. Good pathfinding. Okay.
Wait for me, Amy. I'm not going far.
This run, all in all, this run is actually going. It's going okay. It's not going great. Largely because we tried some. We lost a bunch of time to some risky stuff, but relative to the last full run, I think this is going okay. Though I think actually that trick with the bending, I think I nailed that last time. Or did I even use it properly last time? So, in the order of doing all of those things, so there you don't take Amy past this crate. There's no reason why you would actually like see this. But yeah, there's another shockwave symbol right here. So in the order of doing all of those, you do want to do this one right here last, and from point blank range. Purely because in the next room over, or in the previous room, there's a zombie that spawns when that one is broken. So we'll get Amy up here. We will leave her here.
That's a brave girl. You can do it.
And now we just need to navigate Amy around the truly devious hazard of, oh come on, oh don't get truly stuck. Okay. Come on. No. Come on, Amy. Come on. Please, please, Amy. Amy, please. Amy, please. Grab my hand. There we go. There we go.
You don't have to worry
unfortunately, we've run into like just a tremendous number of small annoyances this run. So here's a sneaking puzzle, stealth segment, stealth sneaking segment. So there's this soldier here with a rifle, very, very dangerous. You're supposed to sneak around the other side, or you can just grab Amy and run to the end of the level. The only reason we can ever say this never happens with Amy is because Amy has literally only been in speedrunning for 3 weeks. I'm fairly certain that by the time we get to any sort of actual like public performance, like broad, like any kind of showcase of it, there won't be any this never happens. There's just going to be an awful lot of, yeah, sometimes this happens. Oh, and it looks like we got some, yeah, there we go. Lighting texture glitches. No doubt there's a bunch of stuff in here that I'm doing and that I'm saying that Vexel's already seeming mildly vexed by a few of the things. We need to... We will get this hammered out. We will get this nailed down. So there's another mine that we just kind of go right through. Now, we're supposed to be blending in with the zombies here, but that just takes time. You gotta wait until you get infected, and instead we're gonna get that guy's attention, and we're just gonna kind of run around like a chicken until the loading disappears, until the save icon disappears, and then we will reload from the checkpoint. And now what this will do, this is going to do a bunch of things. It's going to reset aggro on that zombie who is chasing us. It's going to reset our infection level so we don't need to spend any time healing ourselves, and it's going to break a bunch of triggers later in the level. And now we get Bob and Doug here, who I'm going to get to a slightly better position here, and then we're gonna take care of Bob and Doug Mackenzie and get zapped on the electrical cord. Okay, so that was so-so. Gonna come around the corner, grab this. Now this hallway is kind of dangerous, so we're going to heal up just right before we go into it so that we can survive running through these red mist. And then use that. Oh. Damn execution animation. Eating my frames like the Cookie Monster. It's the framey monster. So hopefully those bozos down at the end of the hallway there didn't aggro on us. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. We'll find out in a second here as we take a quick bathroom break so that Amy can draw in her iPad. And actually I can feel someone is chasing us. I can feel it. Amy, there's feedback in the controller. Amy's heartbeat increases in the proximity of zombies. So I know something is stalking us nearby, and we will find out what it is. Maybe we'll have to deal with them, maybe we won't. It doesn't look like it. So we can send Amy over to her destination. While we cross ours. Now, when I get to the other end here, we'll find out if everything went according to plan as we detach from the wall. Okay, so things went about 3/8 according to plan. And there we go. But overall, on the whole, we're fine. We're fine. This is fine. We'll just finish this guy off. Or not. Or not. Okay. Okay. We'll grab a crowbar, and now we got another one just kind of hanging out on top of us. 38, I'm looking for 18. I didn't get my crowbar? It didn't grab the crowbar. Oh well. I can grab it on the way back in. Yeah, there we go. Oh no. Oh no. Open. Open the door. Amy. Amy, open the door. Amy, open the door. There we go. Huge shout out to Vexel for what's coming up. I'm gonna pre-hype it. I think y'all are gonna dig it. Those of you who have been watching the evolution of this run. But Vexel came up with this. Praise be to Vexel. I'm hoping, I haven't practiced it. I'm hoping I can nail it. It shouldn't be too hard to get right. I might just have to be a little bit more cautious about it, but okay. All right, Amy, wait here. Or wait, no, I want Amy to come with me partway. All right, we leave Amy here. We go get ourselves infected. I think Amy is too close. Maybe, maybe not. It might actually, she might be close enough that it's actually helping us, all in all. Yeah, we haven't aggroed. We're good. We're good. Alright. So we're going to push those 2 boxes for now. And then... So these zombies, we will insta-fail this level if any of these zombies spot us. So we've got some timing here. Okay, I think we're good there. Sky, we want to wait for the sky to like just turn a nice shade of pink. I think that might have gone on just a bit. No, we should be good. We should still be good. Okay. So this car, we can actually push from this side. We don't need to push it from the other. And now we find out if I nailed it or not. And we're good. We're good. All right. So, this is the insta-fail zombie gauntlet level that is like 8, 10 steps. You know, you gotta weave all through this other stuff, and you gotta bring Amy to safe points, and then leave her there, and then you've gotta use your special ability. You gotta use her special abilities, or you can get her through that pipe. Just kind of abandon her there.
This is useless now. I need to find a new weapon.
Pick up this key card. Hit the checkpoint.
That's good enough for me. I'll find it.
Wait for the save icon to go away. And then we're gonna reload from checkpoint, and oh look, there's Amy. Not only, as I'm seeing here, not only does Amy appear at the checkpoint, but she also has full charges of abilities that you have not actually technically even acquired for her. No, that's like a 4 or 5 minute save. The thing is I'm starting to think that we can find ways to abuse that even more. Yeah, because if Amy teleports to you at checkpoints, then there's a lot of checkpoints. So like here, rather than fussing around, well, no, I'm not going to do that right now. I will test that on my own time. Or we will test that later. We are actually doing a timed run here. Let's not suddenly get distracted and start. Oh, Come on, Amy. She's really getting caught on the geometry today. All right, there we go. So we'll shove her into an Amy hole. And we'll just kind of leave her there for now. And we'll call her over, get her to open this door for us. Now this was probably the first big skip that we found. So this is supposed to be a zombie gauntlet. And if we get Amy to close that gate behind us, now it's no longer a zombie gauntlet. Now we've got another DNA lock. Once again, Amy, like, Lana cannot open this gate again, so we just need to use Amy to reopen the gate. Now, as with the last DNA locks, we know exactly where we need to go, so we'll just run to this dead soldier. I think we got pretty lucky with our random bonus zombie spawns in that we got none. And Amy also stayed put in the room, so that's good. And we don't need her for the rest of the level, so we can just we can just ignore her as we run through the door into the loading brush. Oh, good, good. Like, I think that was like 2 frames on that cutscene there. Good skip on the cutscene. Good skip. Good skip. Good skip. Yeah, Vexel. I mean, it's still a glitch in that it confuses their pathing, because sometimes, so like, they'll spawn in the other room and then they'll just stay there. All right, and here we are on the last the last level, and into the Amy hole. Don't worry, girl. It's the last Amy hole you're gonna get shoved into in this run. So, be grateful. Be grateful. So here, we need to go pick up a few resources. So we want to grab that syringe. We want to grab this defibrillator. We actually have a little bit of time to kill. We don't need to. We're on a bit of a forced timer here, so we'll go fast, but we'll probably end up waiting. And there we go. That's what we're waiting for. So, big ugly dude coming through, and now we just kind of chill here and hope he comes through the door. He might come from the left, or he might come from the right. Where's it gonna be? Nobody really knows. Ideally, he comes through the right door. I'm thinking that I might alter this just to like hang out in the lobby a little bit, or hang out by the defibrillator room a little bit longer, just to ensure that he comes down the hallway, because yeah, he's taken long enough that I assume he's going the other. Yeah, there he is. Because if he goes that way, he walks slowly. Nah, come on. There we go. He walks slowly through the through a bunch of mines that are over there. So it ends up wasting a bunch of time. So I think we want to stand in the hallway just to bait him into going the right direction. And there we go. Get Amy to turn the electricity back on, and now we're just gonna push right past him. Get back to our defibrillator, turn it on as we wait for Willem to catch up with us. He likes to do his menacing walk. We'll just stab ourselves in the neck because we enjoy it at this point. And give him a bop to the noggin, a boop to the snoot. 'Cause he's so adorable. Everybody loves Willem. And, yeah, so... Hey, Amy, turn the power back on. Hey, Willem. Tag, you're it. So in the pantheon of boss fights, this is actually one of the greatest. Like, it's up there with, like, Deathwing, you know, so many great WoW fights that just multi-phase bosses that you really got to deal with, and time. So 70 minutes, not bad. I mean, just looking at our improvement there, we're finding stuff really fast. I'm thinking, okay, so somebody asked actually back at the beginning of the level, or I don't know, a little while ago, if I'm ever going to run with splits. I'm going to try to. Unfortunately, the two most popular programs for like integrating splits into OBS, one of them just doesn't work on Mac, like it's Windows only, and the other one, when I went to download it, led me into a labyrinthian spam malware nightmare. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. So at present, I would need to manually figure out my own splits, and I wouldn't be able to like live update them. Also, I'm not entirely, like, as I'm new to this, I'm not entirely sure how I would even live update them with my hands. Though I guess, oh wait, no, somebody told me that to use a Rock Band pedal. Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, from Monday, someone told me to use a Rock Band pedal as a keyboard input that would automatically do the time break on the splits. But so I'm thinking right now, from that whole thing. So the level, the chapter 5 skip, which, I mean, just mad props on that. The chapter 5 skip is predicated on Amy teleporting to checkpoints, and I'm trying to think of other places that we can abuse that. Like where it would actually be like, I mean, and it's got to be places where it's actually going to save a substantial amount of time. Because there's obviously lots of like small places where you could theoretically do it, but for a performance, like even if there's places where it's like, oh, you save 5 seconds by reloading instead of grabbing Amy, it would get really obnoxious and boring to be like, just because the reload times are so long, it would get really obnoxious and boring to do it. And yeah, there's a few that are triggered by Amy actually arriving at them. I kind of like, since it's such a big skip and it's so dramatic. I mean, because there's the one other checkpoint skip that I've got in chapter 4. You know, that's pretty good, but it's a completely different kind of context. So part of me kind of wants to keep that huge teleporting Amy skip in reserve for that. Like even if we find a couple other smaller ones, I would, for a performance, hold it until then, because it's a great moment. It's a great moment. But yeah, so 110, and that included a bunch of dicking around, and a bunch of minor mistakes. So that was probably, so with the multiple deaths in chapter 3, chapter 2, chapter 3. I don't remember where. With the server room. If I hadn't died there, or if I had pulled it off the first time, that would be 104, 105, probably 105. But I think if we can find another few decent medium skips, if we can, and then just improving things. So I like leaving Amy in the server room. That one's fun. It's just, that one's also really risky. So Vexel already has 102. Yeah, so 50 minutes might actually be a reasonable goal. 50 minutes will probably, yeah, I'm thinking 50 minutes is a reasonable goal for well, I don't know if it's reasonable. I mean, I can now see 50 minutes as a comprehensible, what am I trying to say? I can now see 50 minutes as a theoretical possibility. You know, everything goes right, you can probably get down close to 50 minutes. But for a predictable run, we're probably still looking at an hour for a predictable run, for a stable exhibition run. Yeah. So I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, look, from the first kind of testing, we've cut a half hour off of this, because my first test that I did solo was an hour 40, and now I'm down to an hour 10. Vexel's even is 8 minutes faster than that. Like we have collectively cut 40 minutes off of this. So yeah. And yeah, yeah. A lot of people are explaining it to Cosper, but yeah, usually like so in our case here, so if you were actually just going for, you know, world record on Amy, if you were one of the what like four of us who are currently actually like doing anything with this, then yeah, you would in fact do the riskiest stuff you could get away with in order to get your time down. For exhibition, it's a matter of either getting good enough at the risky stuff that it's no longer super risky, or that you're just confident that you can pull it off the majority of the time. So, for example, I think with a bunch of like that, leaving Amy in the server room is a good example of that. If so, if you were doing an exhibition, like if we were exhibiting this, like let's say GDC or GDQ. Let's say GDQ actually says, yeah, sure, come to the summer come to summer games done quick, show off Amy. You know, we would give them a time. We would tell them like an hour 20 to kind of expect. And then they would block an hour 20, and then you'd plan to take between an hour 10, and then you've got you got a reasonable amount of buffer. And then what you would do for the show is you would try the really risky strat like once, maybe twice, before just cutting your losses and doing it the long way. Because you've got, because in this case, the run is long enough that you're looking at a time block where, you can waste 4 minutes and it's not gonna cause a whole bunch of problems. Like, it's not like you're one of the like 15-minute blocks where it's like they're expecting you to just really be in and out super fast, and going over by 4 minutes is, it's like, well, you increased your entire run by like a third of its runtime. So yeah, casual. This game is, one, awful, two, really long for how short it is. It's a very, very obnoxious game to play casual. Actually, no, I think my casual run was like 6 hours, because I did a 4-hour stream and I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it on stream. I wound up going back on Saturday and actually like finishing it. So, yeah. But it was my first time. We were playing kind of for the story. There is, when you're playing it casually, there's a whole lot of exploration, and because it is puzzles, it's like, all right, well, you've got to look around, you've got to find, like, all right, what are the moving parts to the puzzle, where do I need to go, what do I need to get to what point. And most puzzle games, like, once you know what you're doing and where you need to go and also don't need to go, you're able to just blow through them. So, and there was the entire hour leading up to walking slowly through the lasers. That laser puzzle that we now just run through, originally we got stonewalled. We got stonewalled at that intersection for 60 minutes, for like 58 minutes, because we couldn't figure out what the puzzle even was. It didn't make any sense. There was nothing kind of indicating how you needed to approach it at all. So we were spending a lot of time focusing on the other hallway. Like, we actually, like, you can follow the guard almost all the way down that hallway. And so we were like bringing Amy with us and leaving her in a locker in the little side room. And then, like, we were doing all of this other stuff that had that is in actuality completely unrelated to the to what you're supposed to be doing. And then Capellan Citizen looked it up and was like, it's like, oh, you can walk slowly through the lasers. And I lost my mind. It was, yeah. Did I upgrade my PS3 hard drive? Yes, technically. Like, I haven't upgraded it since we started this, but I did upgrade it about, I don't know, 5-6 months ago. Because I had, actually, I've got it. My original is still, like, sitting here on my desk somewhere, probably. Where is it? But it was only, like, I originally only had, yeah, there it is right there. So, what did I have? I had the original what is this one? It's the Fujitsu I want to say it's the 60 gig. No, I had the 80 gig. I did have the 80 gig. So I had the original Fujitsu 80 gig which was not big enough. Like, I was starting to run it, like, as I was doing these streams, I was starting to run into constant problems with just needing to, like, delete data and stuff, and it was really getting on my nerves. So I went and dropped like $40, $50 upgrading it to a better hard drive. I didn't end up putting in, like, a super fast hard drive. You know, I wasn't gonna drop $500 putting an SSD in there or something like that, a 1 terabyte SSD in or anything. So I just put in, like, I want to say it's like a 250 gig or something like that. Like, it's not huge, but it's obviously like several multiples of the original one. It shouldn't be on its face faster. Like, it's still a like, it's not a 7300 RPM or anything like that. It's not a super fast drive, but it is newer, so it probably does load yeah, a little bit faster. Also, it's not the drive now is only like a third full, so oh, so I've looked this up with GDQ, and they provide consoles for most things, but if you have something unusual, and I figure that Amy as a downloadable would count as unusual, then you're responsible for bringing your own console. So I would probably, like, if I did get invited to it, I would probably just pack my PS3 into one of, like, I've got Pelican cases that I use for cameras and stuff. Like, I can more than safely transport a PS3 down to DC with me. Like, I've got lockable Pelican cases that are the right size. They've got you know, reshapeable foam that I'd just stick it in one of those and bring it. What do they define as unusual? I would assume downloadable games, rare consoles, like, obviously anything that needs, like, really weird or custom hardware. They say on the website things like, if it's something that requires very specific patching states. So it ends up applying to PC games a lot. Like, if you need, you know, it's like, oh, well, I need Dark Souls 3, but I need it to be on this very specific patch, then you bring that. So PC games are almost always like, you have to bring your computer. It's more on the console stuff. Like, so really on the console side, it's like, if you're playing a Super Nintendo game, they have multiple Super Nintendos there. Oh, isn't DC only for the AGDQ and it's in the Midwest for SGDQ? Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's in Yeah, no, that actually makes sense because I need to stop my VCR. What yeah. Yeah. No, I think it is somewhere in the Midwest. Either way, it doesn't really change anything. I can get a PS3 to the Midwest just as easily as I can get it to DC. It's not like the Midwest is some dramatic change in complexity. Checkpoint exploit you want to try during Chapter 5. The next checkpoint isn't until the DNA lock. Okay, if the next one isn't until the DNA lock, then that basically negates it. Because I was thinking, like, okay, if you could just leave Amy in the upstairs, then run ahead to the next one and have her teleport to you. But you can't get to the DNA lock without Amy, so that's a no-go. So yeah. Yeah, no, that it was purely a sudden thought, and it was probably not going to pan out. Let's see if I can get this. I unfortunately can't get OBS to listen to my VCR. I want to be able to show stuff off the VCR on OBS, but it won't. OBS won't, for whatever reason, no matter what I have my capture card settings set to, it doesn't like it. I have a suspicion it has to do with load order and the fact that it's sharing an input source with a bunch of other input sources that are already in its thing. I would need to jump through a whole bunch of hoops. But that makes me a little bit sad. What triggers do you skip with the checkpoint reload in 4? Okay, so the train, if you do the checkpoint skip, you only need to hit the one trigger at the end of the train. If you don't do it, you need to hit all 4. Or at least, I don't know if you need to hit all 4, but you need to hit at least the 2 on both sides, on both ends of the final train car. But if you do the skip, then you only need to hit the one switch at the very end of the train car. I have no idea why it works that way. I mean, it's a buggy ass game. Like that's kind of why it's a buggy game. So what's Capellan? The reload just despawns the zombie, refreshes the so it does a couple, like it despawns the zombie, refreshes the infection state, refreshes zombie positions elsewhere in the level, and breaks the train, breaks the train buttons. So you only need to hit one button on the train. All of the other zombies are reset to a predictable position, rather than where they may have randomly wandered to. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that it just makes super predictable. And if you go back and watch the original, so like the week 1 speedrun where the skip didn't work, you can see that there's a whole bunch of things that kind of like confuse me about it's like why is this guy here? Why is this over here? Why is, all of kind of this random crap happening that I wasn't prepared for, and I needed to like turn around and hit buttons that I didn't think I needed to hit, and stuff like that. And that's kind of a glimpse of like what happens if you don't do the skip. So yeah. I can hear Laura. Laura across the room is watching a Star Wars video on her phone, and I can just barely hear it.
So yeah.
It's so what yeah, so I think that's kind of the state. I think this was fun. This was good. I'm not gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna go back and practice anything this evening. I'm still pretty tired. Also, I should go check comments. If you haven't watched the new video, check out the YouTube. Check out the YouTube. New video's up. It's unfortunately probably it is sadly still sitting in ad restricted limbo, so that's sad. That makes me sad because it's doing quite well, but I'm sure the review will have been. I'm sure it'll be lifted probably overnight, so I'll get at least tomorrow of people watching it, and yeah. Leaderboards, yeah, I'll probably sit here and set up leaderboards and stuff before I go to bed and other things and whatnot. But thanks everybody for coming out for Speedrunning Learning Curve. Thanks again, Vexel, Capellan Citizen, and Ship Toast for all of your help. Capellan Citizen, if you can send me your paste bin again. I didn't open it this week. I saw you post it earlier, but it has scrolled way off screen. So there we go. There it is. I'll look over those notes. Thanks again, everybody, for checking this out and helping me out with it. And have a great evening. Oh, and for those of you in America, for the Yankees among us, happy Thanksgiving. I hope that tomorrow is either a great day or at least not nearly as stressful as the holidays sometimes can be. So best wishes for that. Take care.